Bang. I think we're sorted there. Fantastic. We're away. Primo, that's all sorted. Guys, today's a little bit different. I've got a pretty delightful, if you can see it there. Don't know if you can. It's ginger, gingy, and mint. So it's just handmade tea, basically. Ginger and mint. But it's actually really good. It hits all the right spots. Got all my paints here. I've made myself a brand new fresh emulsion mix, which is going to be our E Tempera that we work with. And this portrait, I was going to focus around yellows, reds and blues. So it's going to stay on those primary colours. Now, that may pay off for us, it may not, but I'm kind of excited to find out. So anyway, let's get this easel straightened up and ready for action. Just like that. For those who are a bit more perceptive, you may have noticed that we've actually got a new easel. So I didn't just clean the old one, it was getting a bit broken with its wood. So this is actually a brand new easel, which I'm pretty happy with. The exact same easel, just new. So that's pretty exciting. Right, let's get started. What is going to be the first colour off the ranks? Janice, new profile picture, Janice. Good for you. And I'm good, thanks. Flame red, primary red. Or do we just go yellow? It's been a hot minute since I've started a portrait with completely yellow. Is this going to be the portrait that we do that on? It just feels too sassy. I'm going to go for the flame red instead. Janice, this is going to be a portrait. It's going to be a character similar to the thinker, hand on the face, looking out on that angle. Kind of Greek-ish, kind of, what's the terms I'm looking for here? Greekish, youthful, cute curls. Here we go. There's our mix. Yum, a little bit of that in there. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Move that a bit again. Yum. Strong, bold colour. That's what's necessary. Good morning. Welcome on in. Alright. Question is, I wonder. No. We'll just go exactly like this. Coverage first, guys. Lots of coverage is key here. Miss Honey, welcome back into a live. Didn't mean to throw that at you guys, I'm sorry. The beauty of E Tempera as well is how fast you can actually get coverage. How smooth the paint is, and it really works nicely with itself. And you know what? I'm going to make this whole thing red. I didn't think I was going to, but I've changed my mind. I want red everywhere. This Venetian kind of colour. Let it start to soak in. top. Here we go. I call it red. It's finished. I think we'll do the next one. We'll call it blue. Front and back. No, we'll just paint the front of this one. The back of these boards are actually much more textured and gritty. So, well, you think that would be fun. Double-sided paintings on masonite panels. One side just doesn't like it. You can paint on it. You can obviously paint on it, but it's very dry. It dries when it's fun. I like it when it's wet, guys. And this paint here, although egg tempera dries so rapidly, it has this amazing wet feel as it goes on the canvas, and that's everything. Bob Ross made a whole empire built on wet. So, you know when you watch Bob Ross painting, and it's like a landscape, but when he does the brush strokes, they all just seem so wet, juicy, and perfect. What's actually happening is before he started, he added a whole coat of white paint onto the thing, and so it's already all nice and wet, so there's no dry, gritty brush strokes. It's all full intensity, and that's important. We don't do that, but that's the Bob Ross way. Am I wearing a microphone? You know what, that's a great question. I should be, but I'm not. I dropped it and smashed it to bits, and now I'm bigging, who's the outfit? Rhoda. I want to get a big Rhoda one, that square one, to be right here on my chest, and then every time we start a stream, I'll be like, thank you for sponsoring this mic and making this possible. But at the moment, we're just talking. I should have brought this up so you could see that. Here is our next color. It's like sunshine yellow. It was normally lemon yellow, but straight into this flame red, we get more of a orangey bit of fun. All right. Where is this gonna go? Pretty much everywhere. At the start, we just get the wonderful ability to just do anything. Just have some fun with it. As long as these brush strokes keep that wet feel, we sort of can't go wrong. But, I'm liking this for the start. This feels good. A bit more. They're never so much fun. Almost want some more yellow. That's hot. Sometimes yellow looks out of place and it makes you feel a little bit like ick on the surface. That's very different. That's got that heat to it. Maybe it's just the way the egg tempera shines. Doesn't matter. I like it. I've been waiting to see you all day. Thanks, Black Bunny. Hey, sorry for disappearing this last little while. I actually had 2 sets out here on these last 2 days, and I didn't bring you along with me. I feel bad about it, but guys, I have talked about sometimes you just need to get down and dirty by yourself and connect back with your art form. And I'll be fully honest with you, there is about 10 masonite panels in a pile just over there, and they're all awful. I was trying out different techniques and mediums and styles, and I hate every last one of them. But I did them by myself, and I feel like the zest that they lose is suddenly it's not a shared journey, it's just a piece of wood, and it's just pigment. But here, if this goes somewhere, we go to that place together, and I like that. I'm an angel, thank you very much. And the sounds, yeah. I was thinking that maybe I wouldn't paint this afternoon, but when I did come outside, I thought everything's so still and perfect that I'll just come out here and do it. And I actually, was saying before, I made a ginger and mint tea, so I'm really having the full experience here. I'm gonna make that again as well, because that's not today, but like again, so it's a good one. Do you wear overalls while painting? No. Some people do. Some people do. I just added this colour on. I'm not sure if I want this colour, but we're here now, so we'll play with it. It's Naples yellow, but I had so much fun with that other yellow. I kind of feel like I don't want Naples anymore. No, I believe that when it comes to painting, you want to dress the part, because it'll impact how the canvas actually looks. Dress smart, paint smart. If I stand in front of this canvas not feeling right, and whatever you have to do to get in that right feeling, do that, but if I stand here in fat pants, singlet, stained, covered in paint, I'm not going to make art as good. And I know I say that whilst I've got paint stains on me. Shocker, I need to fix that. But I will get these paint stains out of here. I love this shirt. It's a Lululemon top, and I got it from an op shop, and I'm very, very proud of it. Website to purchase your paintings from the US. Yeah, so there's a link in the bio, which will take you through to the website. There is no original works currently available, but I've put a couple of big changes are happening. First off, I've connected with a guy called James, who will be taking over the commission side for me, which is so great, so I can spend more time focusing on the community and making the art, which is great. And then on top of that, we're working on making your body of work. But at the moment, if you want a painting today, I literally have nothing to sell you. I did have 2 originals that I was gonna list on the website. And you know what happened? Shelby's like, you promised me you wouldn't sell those 2. And so I've had to like, not. So we need them. So basically I'm an artist with no art. I'm so sorry. But that being said, join here, and if one shows up in the next little while that you think, that's a bit of me, then reach out and message me. You can do that anyway, via Instagram or wherever. There we go. Keep those strokes nice and wet. You might start to see the face. Kind of a head here with a hand, kind of looking out that way. It's a cheeky face. Cheeky face. Right. Let's put that brush down. Now, you guys are going to love this. The best tools to use with egg tempera, because it's so delicate. You bring this in here. The best tools to use, funnily enough, makeup tools. No joke. Makeup tools have a delicacy to them that apply the paint so much better than brushes. Even the best brushes are usually too coarse. So I like this. You can see that. That. And now we're just literally going to apply this big, thick and blue with this makeup tool. Will you post an image of the 2 paintings? A la boot, we won't. I've posted them in the past, but no, I'm going to keep those in our house. I need a bit of art around me, guys, so you always got to keep a few pieces. Always got to keep a few pieces. Don't want to upset Shelby. You won't. I promise that. And producer Ed, welcome to the team, you absolute legend. I appreciate that. The hairs are finer and it allows it to just really flow over the surface. Am I in a park? I wish I was in a park. A park would be quite fun. But no, I'm here in Tauranga. So Tauranga is a place in New Zealand. It's about 3 hours south of Auckland for anyone who's been there. And tonight, it's very still. No wind. You can really hear the birds out and about today, which is really nice because we've had a bit of wind and rain, and when we get that, they were talking less. There we go. And it's just nice to hear them having those conversations again. Through here. This is, I was saying earlier, this is egg tempera. So this is one of the only styles of painting that dries without releasing any fumes. When this kind of style of painting dries, it has what's called coagulation, which means the protein, the fat in the egg yolk form a binding layer on the surface. And in that binding layer, the pigment stays locked. Kind of like egg that's left on a plate, it goes hard. It's, but you can see here, it's one of those things where you sacrifice nothing in terms of saturation and colour. This is the go. Kyle J, welcome on in. Those colours remind me of Lion King. Ooh, I like that. I like that. We're a human portrait here, but you know what? He's kind of got a liony vibe to him. Okay, here we go. This is the first eyebrow we're gonna add in here. There we go. Next one. Quite subtle there. An eye. You just gotta be careful with these eyes. Even when you're doing abstract, you gotta make sure you nail them in the right spot, or confidently fail them. That's okay too. It's a nostril. Now, with lips, that bottom lip is very dark, but the top one's actually lighter. So we're not going to actually get in there and stroke both of them at once. There we go. And this hand actually, I did all the fingers over there. What was it doing? There we go. The hand actually comes up more there. And there's one beautiful lock of hair that I'm going to bring down here towards the eye. There we go. That's too thick, but it's okay. It'll turn back as time goes on. There's a bit more down here, this is where the ear comes around. Hair's going to have this great saturation to it, whole way up, whole way up. It even comes up through here, but this is going to be a sun-kissed area, so it'll look more lighter, this hair around that part. And then, it's a he by the way. Did I say that earlier? It's a he. And how am I? I'm great. I'm really, really great. I think I'm coming down with another flu, but I don't think, I'm not sure on that, guys, so disregard that for now. But if I do get sick, know that I picked it days out. Got put on more layers. It's pretty warm out here at the moment. It's just, you feel it in the morning, you know, when you wake up. Just gonna add a little bit of ambiguity. This little part here. You can always ignore the parts around the hands, which is the wrong move. You want to keep some strokes in there, keep them nice and raw. After this, I'm going to go back into the red, but not that flame red. I'm going to get on the primary red. Good night, Janice. Thanks for hanging out with me for a couple of minutes on this lovely day. Janice, if you're still here though, before you go to bed, where in the world are you from? Whereabouts in the world are you from? More of this in there. There we go. Still out. Run. Cheers, Miss Honey. It's always a timing thing, isn't it? Trying to make those cowboy hats land on me. You're like, when's he gonna look? When's he gonna lick? Canada. Canada. Are you from the east side or the west side? I've spent a bit of time on the west. Sorry, and also good night. I'm so sorry. The east side, they all speak French, don't they? Excuse my ignorance, of course. Paint's got a bit too thick on that plate. I probably got too excited with the blues and just overextended. Alberta, yeah. You know, I've never spent too much time in Alberta, per se, but maybe I should change that. I like Canada. Why have I not spent more time there? Of course, it's harder now with a baby, but that is where we're at. Here we go. Coming on in here. Guys, there is our lovely, lovely red with a few little drips around it. I'm going to add this in here. Tam's Lover. Is painting a hobby of mine? It is. It is a hobby of mine. It's a hobby of mine, and it's also a full-time career. That's how I do everything that I do. So they call this primary red, but when you look at that, see, that's got more of a rosé feel to it. Is that just me? I always find I like the primary reds when they're warmer, like creeping more towards a vermilion. This kind of feels poppy, you know? I like it. That poppy kind of feel comes into it. It's foggy in London. You know where I've never ever been? Ever. London. Is that weird? I need to go to London. More of my artwork has stepped foot in London than I have. That's wild. It's just a place that I've heard about, sent art to, but never actually gone myself. Crazy world we live in. One day I'll go to London. One day. Yeah, this time. Good night. And hey Seb, how are you? I'm good. I'm really good. Working with the primary colours on this one. Mattia, welcome on in. Tam's Lover, what's the baby's name? It's little Cooper. Cooper. And she's an absolute little delight. The reason why her name's Cooper is Shelby's last name is Cooper. And we thought, boy or girl, that's a really, really cool name. And so, when it comes time for the baby to come out, since you're the last girl in your family tree, to help the family name Cooper continue on, we named our first child Cooper, which is kind of a cool trajectory. Kind of a fun trajectory, I like that. Congratulations for you and fam, I appreciate that. And can I buy your painting for 2 Zinger? 2 Zinger boxes. I don't know what a Zinger is, but it sounds really exciting. You gotta let me finish it though, that's the important thing. So let's put that idea on ice for right now, but I wanna let you know that I'm excited. I'm bouncing off your enthusiasm. I like where your head's at. I'll have to jump on Google after this and learn what a Zinger is. And I'm excited. Greetings from Chicago, welcome on in. A lot to see and do, is that in London? A lot to see and do in London, I bet there is too. Isn't there a clock? We also have clocks here in New Zealand, but you've got a very, very good clock. Like a really impressive clock. I've seen it on postcards. It's got to be an impressive clock to make it onto postcards. It is a poppy red. It is a poppy red. You can hear some motorbikes in the background too, guys. But part of the nature we're experiencing here, which is absolutely lovely. I hope she likes art like you do. Well, it's funny because if she wants to be an artist, I'll absolutely help with that. But I think the special thing about kids is actually, well, what's the saying I heard? Someone once said that, someone said, not me, someone far more intelligent, said it's not about teaching your kids who to be, or like, it's not about your parenting style. Your child will tell you the parenting style, and your child will be the one who actually, you know, your only job as a parent is to try and figure out as best you can who they are, and then help them be that. That was the point. You've just got to do your very best to try and figure out who they are. And g'day Steve, welcome on in. Jaden, greetings from Chicago. And it's a meal from KFC, specifically in New Zealand and Australia. Well, that's very exciting. Ah yes, the Zinger Burger. I actually had a few of those. And Steve, you probably suspected this already. I'm still waiting on a reply. I'm still waiting for our man. I've messaged him again for fear of coming off too needy. But look, we've got a couple of people we're talking to. So there is a distinct possibility that we'll find someone to do it. I need some yellow. And g'day Vernon, welcome on in. My Erapeto, I don't speak the language, sorry. I'm just gonna make a fool of myself. What's your name? My name is Seb, short for Sebastian, and Seb Gao. And I like to paint outside. I like massive portraits, I like landscapes, I like a bit of abstract, but not as much as I enjoy expressionism and impressionism. I like it. I like those things. Does he sell the art pieces? Yes, Chris. I do. There's nothing available right now. I'm completely sold out, but hopefully we get a body of art together and make it available for you guys. I really like that picture that you sent before. The design was so awesome. Yeah. Vernon, when are you doing self-portraits of yourself? Jeepers. One day, Vernon. One day. There's just so much in this world to capture. I don't know, I feel like if Van Gogh had a car and access to all the photos on Google, I wonder if he would have painted his face that much, or if he would have actually deviated, or if Monet would have done as many water lilies as he did, if he had access to Shutterstock. It's fun to consider, is what I'm saying. Do you know your zodiac? I'm a Taurus. I am a Capricorn. Capricorn. Which is a goatfish. I'm a proud goatfish. I'm excited though, getting closer. Yeah, getting closer on a couple of levels, getting closer to that project, getting closer to full recovery for you, getting closer to, you must be getting excited too as these months tick by, closer and closer to the possibility of going back to work. You love what you do. You've got to love what you do. It's so important. Life's too short to do anything, to not love work. You're like, well, I don't like my work. Find a job you do. Find a job that you love, that you're passionate about. Life's too short not to. Doesn't mean it won't be hard. Find something that you like. Like a little bit that comes out here. There we go. And then this here. It's got me wondering right now if we even need white. We'll see. I think we'll build into white as time goes on. Not right now. I'm having so much fun. The amount of yellow we're using here, guys, you wouldn't hear about it on the CPR piece. It's fun that we're doing it, but it's unlikely. Closer and closer to Christmas, Soul, this is correct. And do you know what rhymes with Capricorn? Candy corn. I guess it does. Thank you for that bit of information. I'm bitter for it, which is my favourite kind of information. Information that once you hear it, you're better for it. And Jamie Girl, I do not care. Well, Jamie Girl, I encourage you in this reality, if you want to, you should find something out there that you do care about and then spend every last day that you have here in this wonderful planet pursuing it. And if you do that, I'll be happy for you. Good night, Seb. Hope to see you tomorrow again. I'm from USA. I know you are. I'm an angel. Look after yourself and absolutely catch you later. Especially when I see all my friends having fun in New Zealand and Tahiti right now. Yeah, that'd be tough. Tahiti, yeah. It'll be you. You know it's going to be you soon. No. And plus with egg tempera, it's so delicate. We don't really need to wash it in water. We just use up the entire plate and then add the next colour. That works just fine. So this is our medium yellow. Looks good though. Looks good. Gotta be careful with egg tempera that you don't apply it too thick. If it goes on too thick, it'll try and crack. So you need lots of very, very thin layers. And then just to really seal the deal at the end, give it a nasty, nasty coat of some strong varnish or UV protection, and you'll be golden. But you can't just hammer it on and assume it's going to be fine. This takes a lot of preparation. If you make this kind of stuff, that's really pretty. This is exactly what I wanted. No chicken scratches either. Big whole strokes, that's the play. Beautiful. Right. We're gonna go back to the blues now, but rather than just going pure blue, so you've got one of each plate, I'll show you. Whoa. Got a red plate, got a yellow plate, and we have our blue plate. One of each. I'm gonna dress up for Halloween. Of course I am. I'm gonna dress up as an artist. Go along as dress up as Van Gogh. Just carry around my easel. It's doable. That you, bro? Hey, Very Green, how you doing? How are you doing? Okay. So here's our mixture of colours right now. You can see an absolute, whoop. Trying to tip it out, it's very naughty. Right, so straight on top of the other blue. Mixing it in there. This is much lighter blue, but I like it. I think it's fair to say that I probably emptied out a bit much of the, yeah. See, it's too thick. That's too thick. You gotta concentrate on what you're doing and not just pour out your ingredients, Sebastian. Okay. Let's get that mixed up in there. Here we go. Hello. Bit more. There we go. Beautiful. What's the yellow stuff you put in it? Great question. That, my dear friend, is egg yolk for egg tempera. So it's the same technique that made the Last Supper. How many years ago was that? 2,000 years now? No. 1.4 thousand. How old's the Last Supper? Can someone tell me? Last night's supper was about 24 hours ago, but how old is the Last Supper? My question to you. Amid my mistakes, life goes on inside of fading away. Here we go. Beautiful. Powerful, thick, strong colour. Hey Connie, welcome on in. And Little Bear, it has been a hot minute since I last saw you. It's good to see you back in here. We're actually Little Bear. First off, good to see you back, but can you also, that link will still be active. You should leap on that. Because we should talk. Let me leap on this here. So you might start to see the face, thinking in the moment. You can see that we're not getting too hung up on the actual facial features as much. I'm trying to spend more time in the outskirts, playing around with the features on the whole body, the hair, the hand, the neck. He's wearing a necklace as well, which is kind of fun. So I've acknowledged that. And like I said, guys, we're working just with the primaries today. We're not adding in any secondary colour. So if you see greens and purples and oranges, it's because your eyes are actually seeing a combination of any one of those three primary colours and doing a association to the secondary one. Monet used to do it in his painting where he'd put two colours beside each other rather than actually mixing them, because that kind of lets the viewer decide that for themselves. And I like that. I love it when artwork does you the respect of not doing all the thinking for you. Like when a picture allows you to actually have some freedom to see what you want to see. Big fan. Wow, welcome on in. Yes, can do. My sister is visiting, she leaves tomorrow. I've had a bit of a shocker for my first painting ever. Steve, oh, Little Bear, you have to show me. I mean, you don't have to, but if you do, I would absolutely love to see it. Oh, you're painting, that's so good. Yeah, jump on the Discord or wherever. First off, I want to hear everything about what made you decide you wanted to start a painting in the first place, and I want to see it. I love this. I love this. And actually, speaking of, who's been here and actually been inspired to start painting? Because there's a lot of people who do go on their own journey, but guys, painting's kind of like singing or dancing. You've got to do it. It's good for the soul. It's the kind of thing you're like, no, I don't do it because it won't be beautiful. It's a stupid reason not to do it. A lot of paintings I make never become beautiful. They just sometimes just drop off, and that's okay. The point is to be there making it, to experience it. Process first. If you start with process, even when a picture goes downhill, you're not upset. And the reason you're not upset, the greatest reason of all, is that it wasn't a waste of time, even if the end result disappeared straight after it was made. Not a waste of time. Because the process was fun. Because you got something from the process. So the process can't take, it has to give. How tall are you? KK Newley, you've been here a long time. You should know that. You should know that. I'm 6 foot tall when I'm wearing high heels. Here we go. This is awesome. Thanks, Metamorphosis. Great name, by the way. I love that word. I paint for art at ski. I paint for art at ski. I mean, that's exciting. I wish I painted for art at ski. Do you know what rhymes with Capricorn, candy corn? I think we had that conversation before, but I'm glad we're doing it again. I paint for art at school. Oh, you paint for art at school. All right, now I'm following. Sorry, that's my bad. That's fun. That's fun. Painting at school's how I started. Actually making works. An hour dedicated to it that you had to paint for, and you just, yeah, you have to teach there every day. I think that's probably the start of my directed painting. Of course, I've been doing art ever since I was practically could hold a brush. It's what I loved. Whether it was glass panels around our little house back down Ocean Beach Road, or painting little, I think my first painting, this is gonna make you laugh, my first painting was a fish, I think. And who is that? Can't help you. We're all taking guesses on Seb's height, I like that. Seb's 5'11", guys, so I'm not 6 foot. I'm not 6, I thought I was. I may have got shorter, may have been hunching too much. I thought at one point I was. I must have measured myself with my shoes on. But no, I'm 5'11", so I can reach high shelves, but also fit on planes. Perfect place to be. Are you near that is a fair question. Are you near a race course? I'm not. That racing you hear in the background is the neighbours with dirt bikes. They're avid fans of it, and they're just having a little whiz around in the evening. Now it's a bit of a pity. It's a bit of a pity because the birds were and are tweeting, but honestly, it's okay. We share this planet, and they have as much right to ride their bikes in their backyard as I do to paint in mine. And honestly, could be worse. They could be right next to us, and they're not. They're miles away. It just carries across these valleys and hills. Did you study art history at school? Do you have a favourite artist? I studied art history at university, actually. My degree is art history and philosophy. I don't have a favourite artist per se, but if you've been on these lives before, you know we always get back to Van Gogh and Picasso and Monet. For some reason we keep finding our way back to them all the time. Those would be my three big ones to talk about, but favourite artist? I know it. I know when I was doing art history, my favourite New Zealand artist was Tos Williston. He does landscapes. Huge fan of him. I guess I'm just going to say Van Gogh. I guess I feel like I want to change that because it doesn't seem original. It feels basic. But that's a stupid reason to change your preference, because that's me letting the majority affect my own. Nah, it's all good. I like Van Gogh. Van Gogh's great. And I love the fact that his fame came from his sister-in-law. You know, I love it. Redraw the fish you drew on your first art piece, but with the skills you have now. No, I honestly reckon I nailed that fish. I think any other fish I make since that fish, just be a crude representation of it. That 3-year-old me could, perfect fish, can't be changed. No, I know you're, yeah, Liechtenstein, yep, fair enough. And can you do a tiger? We did do a tiger, we did a rainbow tiger at one point actually, and thought of you today. It was near a waterfall in Maui, and a guy had his easel out and was painting. That is cool. That is cool. And yeah, Little Bear, I am a pop art guy. I never studied Andy Warhol in courses. I was more Renaissance and Renaissance, Michelangelo, Rembrandt, Monet. So I was very, very classical with my art history, unintentionally so. But in my own time, I love pop art, and looking at Andy Warhol and just how that whole era went, I'm a big fan. You've got me red, yeah. Pop art. The one type of art I don't get on board with, and I'm probably not alone on this, is Dada, which came out after World War II, I think. And it's basically anti-art, but now we look at it as art, and it's like, I don't know guys, I just don't like it. I kind of feel like it's not a prerequisite of art to be beautiful, but Dada art is like toilet seats in galleries. And so it's like, it's not what I'm into, is what I'm trying to say. Ooh, we have two of his. I do love him. You are a wildcat. I want to see pictures. I think you may have already, in fact, I need to go back to you've probably already shown me. But if you haven't shown me, and you're comfortable to do so, would love to see pictures. But more importantly, I want to see the one that you made. Where in New Zealand do I live? I live in Tauranga at the moment, and I used to live in Auckland. Kind of still do at the moment. We're going between the two places, Tauranga and Auckland, backwards and forwards. But yeah, we're gypsies, sort of. But I've got a big plan coming up, and I think I've told a few people, a few subscribers know about the big plan. Guys, I took a massive step on that big plan that we talked about yesterday. A massive step. And I mean, like, trigger was pulled, things are happening. From the North Shore in Auckland, Mitch, hello. I used to be painting up around the North Shore. Do you know Orewa? Love that area. Who's your favourite singer right now? I've been enjoying some 80s at the moment, guys. So not really one singer, but the whole era of 80s hits. That's been spinning my wheels lately. Singer, I don't know. I follow Ricky Martin. He's he's crack up candidly, like on his like the stuff he posts on his social media. That's fun. Music's great too. Who's that? Enrico Iglesias, the guy who sings Hero. Love that song. Johnny Cash. Does they have to be alive? Miley Cyrus. She's fun. I don't know, guys. I don't know. 80s is the best music. Yeah, so that's the party I'm on. Let's go genre. No, instead of genre, let's do era. So, the era of the 80s for music. Like, I feel like the sound equipment wasn't spot on in the 70s, but it was in the 80s. And so the songs from the 80s, especially the remastered ones, they're just great. And like, don't get me wrong, I like the stuff today. We've got all this technology, we make cool songs, they all come out, yeah, that's cool. But there's something, I feel like there's so many songs out these days that it's a dime a dozen. It's just another song. But in the 80s, rather than music following culture, music defined culture. Like, now everyone's everywhere on social media doing all sorts of things. That song Rich Men North of Richmond did have a giant following. Like, that had an effect. But when you look at those songs in the 80s, they were groundbreaking, defining culture, changing the way people behaved. You know, music was a big deal, like the way it was actually being dispersed in the 80s. Yeah, it's different that we now have it on Spotify and it's a dime a dozen. But back then, I don't know, there's something in those songs, guys. Search up 80s hits on Shopify, go to a playlist with just that and have a listen and just see if you vibe with it the way I'm vibing. The 80s was awful. Are you a boomer? 80s music is great. I don't know what, I can't relate to that comment at all. 80s music is fire. I wasn't there in the 80s, but 80s fashion, 70s fashion and 80s fashion, and 70s and 80s music, predominantly 80s, because like I say, the sound equipment, absolute fire. And like, you'd be like, in fact, one of the biggest movies in the world right now, that Deadpool and Wolverine movie, that thing is almost exclusively made up of 80s music. Madonna singing that, life is a mystery, dun, dun, dun. Prayer. Is it Prayer? It's by Madonna. When you come on, da, 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 da. Like a prayer? Whatever it is, guys, it's the best. Like, the 80s weren't good. I'd be careful with that opinion. It's just... I respect everyone's opinion, but the 80s not being good, come on. It's just, you're trolling. You're trolling. I fell for it. I see, real, you probably, welcome on in. Sleepiest. Fair enough. Madonna singing, I'll stop you there. She can't. No. You know the song I'm singing though? The one, you must know the song I'm talking about though. Oh my God. When you call my name, I wanna take you there. And Sam, welcome to the team, you absolute legend. Someone needs to help me out in what that song was. So I'm just sitting here singing it, making a fool of myself. Great song. I mean, and I was kind of there for the 90s, but honestly, guys, I was too little. I was born 1993, so early 2000s, you know, when I was 13, 15, punk rock was all the rage. You know, Good Charlotte was on the TV. Like a Prayer. Yeah, so it's Like a Prayer by Madonna, and it's, honestly, I like it. I like it. I think it's hilarious that it's like doing big movies like Deadpool and Wolverine. I find that hilarious. I don't know. It's just 70s and 80s are fun, guys. That's what I'm saying. It's getting pretty nippy though. Life is a mess. Let me have a look at it here. Yeah, we're on a good place here. Cheers, Zoriyama. And yeah, I haven't watched that yet. Is it good? Deadpool and Wolverine. I liked it. I thought it was funny. It's worth a watch. It's I'm gonna give it the stamp of approval. It's worth the 2 or 3 hours that you'll lose on it. It absolutely is. That's my 2 cents there. I think one of the biggest things there though is I'm a bit of a sucker for Hugh Jackman. Usually I like him in his musicals, but he really sent that ball out of the park in that movie. Like, I mean, he does in every movie. Greatest Showman, fire, absolute fire. You should add some Deep Purple to make the canvas really pop. You know what? I like your vibe. I like where you're coming from, but I'm sticking to the primaries. But we'll put blue beside red, and then we'll let the people actually assume purple, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to push things onto you guys. This picture wants to get a whole bunch of assumptions made about it. Like, I don't want any gradients. All I want is just, I don't know what I want. We're having a fun time though, that's the important thing. Every time I start a canvas being like, I know where I'm going to take this, it's just such a lie. Everything starts off and then just heads in its own little quest and direction. And like, as an artist, you don't get the ability to actually decide what's going to be made. You're just there like a events organizer facilitating it happening. But guys, I've got no idea where the next stroke's going, where the last stroke went. I guess I can read it. Absolutely love The Greatest Showman, right? Zac Efron, oh my God. Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman doing the other side. That whole scene with the barman and talking and scooting around, and great. Everything's just great. Really well done. And you're like, this is wholesome. This is wholesome movie watching. I'm on board with that. and just banger after banger. From now on, I love from now on. From now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight. It starts tonight. Let this promise be the start. Okay. Alright guys, it's getting pretty nippy out here, and like I said, I was worried I might have a slight cold developing. I don't want to catch myself a flu, so we might even pause there with our wily. Oh, there's still a bit of paint on that. I got it in my ear. It's actually dripping down my neck. We'll have to fix that. That's better. It's a good thing with this paint though. You don't, whatever you do with the egg tempera, do not wash it with boiling water. It's egg. You'll boil the egg, and through boiling the egg, you'll lock the pigment in. So if you're gonna clean up egg tempera, cold water, and just rinse it. It'll come out, and then you can go from there. Anyway, that's enough on this painting. I've had fun. I'm freezing cold now. That sun, as soon as it started to dip behind those trees, whew, it really got cold fast, so yeah. But I hope you like the connection though, because I've got the Starlink here working now. So we've got the highest quality internet that I can get in this location. And if it works well, that Starlink's gonna come with me all sorts of locations, and we'll have some fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna hit the track. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you look at this picture, what are you painting? Well, let me describe it to you. We've got a character here. It's a portrait. It's an interesting one because it's on a longer board, but the face is just the top half. So you can see nose, mouth, eyes. He's looking out this direction. Most of the attention's been given to his hairline at the moment. And then his hand is on his chin. So hand on chin, looking out. And this wall here, this is his chest. And so this necklace comes down through the chest. And basically I've had a fun start here. I'm wondering, it's a problem for future Seb, but do we start adding in some of those whites and blacks, or do we just keep running with these three primary colors and just get smaller and smaller brushes to build out detail? I don't know, we'll see. Anyway guys, thank you very much for joining. You're an absolute bunch of champions, and thanks for being here with me. Could have been anywhere else in the world. Your phone could literally take you anywhere to millions of different websites or people or places. But you're here, sharing a painting with me, so thank you. All right guys, catch you later.